Hey there, YouTube. So it's been a couple months since I did my first update on my collection, and had a couple changes, moved a couple things out, and added a couple things, which you can go back and check out that first video if you'd like to see what those are. I'll mention them here too. Figured last time I started with the DC side, I'd start over here on the Marvel side. So I've added another couple characters. I don't believe I had this guy before, the Sideshow Black Panther. Doesn't come through that well on the video. The light is actually much better here in my room, but I'll see if I can move him just a little bit. It's hard based off of where that light's coming from the top to actually get it on film, but the presence of this piece is pretty spectacular. It's a perfect representation, I think, of T'Challa, and just the way the character is sculpted. Once again, I think it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but I'll try to turn a little bit just so you can get an idea of the piece itself. So yeah, this is obviously a little bit of an older piece now, but just yeah, spectacular. So really glad that I was able to pick this up. This is the regular, and so it does have some attachments that are in the box. So for those that know, it has a he's got a cape, a much more, I don't know, royal type or regal type cape, that sort of fitting of for a king of Wakanda, and then his staff as well. Personally, I prefer him sans anything. I just think the presence of him in the suit is just kind of the way that when I read him in the comics and he's ready for battle, he's just in the suit. So that's how I prefer to display him. And the EX has the obsidian attachment for the staff. So once again, I'm not really displaying it with the staff in the first place, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything out there. Yeah, and then obviously the other two guys, which you saw on the previous video. And then, yeah, this is one of the major new additions is our man Silver Surfer here. So this is considered by some, I mean, I hate that the word grail, it just gets tossed around so much in the collecting community. I think it's just silly at this point, but yeah, this one, I guess depending on your taste, I think this one blurs the lines of collecting for art and collecting strictly based off of your love of comics and pop culture and things like that. I think this is one of the few that I think actually can transcend to people that actually don't read comics. And I think you could have this out on display and as a piece of fine art, and I don't think people would object if they saw this in your living room, or if you had a very well made up home, or you know, if you had a spouse that was sort of against some of these collectibles, I think this one would get a pass, actually. It's just an incredible sculpt. I think that they did an incredible job. I think the base, it's heavy. The swap out parts are great. I prefer to display with the Power Cosmic coming off the hands, and just yeah, and the more not solemn face. This is like the regular face. There's tons of video reviews of this guy at this point, so I won't go into detail. You can find them on YouTube, but yeah, this is just overall, that's a great sort of pose from there to see him. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite pieces in the collection now. So, and there's Widow, just sort of relegated to the side over there. So yeah, I've got some other Marvel pieces coming. I really think I might have to move out my comics from that spot on the left over here and put them down somewhere that I've got space. So it's just, I don't know, because I've got a few XM pieces coming. So yeah, I need to make some room, including the Iron Man Mark 7. I've got a couple sideshow pieces and the modern Thor, and if I can get on that or get through that wait list for the Hulk, I got that one coming too. And this is the piece de resistance. I should have set that up with a drum roll, but yeah. So this is obviously the big acquisition since in the last 2 months was I was able to get my hands on a XM Studios Magneto. And yeah, once again, I apologize for the lighting. Maybe I should turn on the light on the top, but this is kind of how I like to sit in here. But yeah, but this piece, once again, like all my stuff here is all people have done. Like there's tons of reviews online, so you guys can see it and probably see it in better light than I'm giving it. The way I've got it lit in my room, it looks fantastic, but I know it's not great for YouTube, so I understand if you turn it off. But yeah, this is definitely, it lived up to the hype. There's no question. I think sometimes people get excited a little bit about different things, maybe because they just are excited that they purchased something to justify the cost, but this definitely lived up to everything that people said. So I suggest you go check out some other great reviews that are online that move them around and stuff like that. I know Tevej has got a great review, and Matt X and things like that. So yeah, check those guys out, because I'm not the best reviewer. This is more just a update on the collection. Picked this guy up at Phoenix Comic-Con. You know, not a super collectible piece, but I might get it graded just so that it's protected, and I think it goes well alongside the Magneto. But yeah, so this was the big one, and I've kind of got it set up as a diorama with the Sideshow EX Wolverine here. I've got him displaying the regular head, but thought this was looked kind of fun. So I'll back up here so you can sort of see how I, because this is a new section I added to my room here, and to the playroom / office that I've got going on. So you can see before in the previous video it was a desk, or a small little desk with or more of a file cabinet that I had my printer on and stuff like that. So needed to create some more space, and it's 2 more Kallaxes. I'm like loaded with Kallaxes now. Like literally I've got 1 here, and there's 4 here, and then another 2 over there that are stacked on top of each other. But I just think the cohesiveness of the room sort of works better this way. So yeah, and then I added some doors and stuff like that, and some of the white drawers over there. So and if you're hearing any crash over stuff, like last video, I've got like kids toys and stuff all over the place, so I apologize. Here, I'm going to turn on the light to see if that helps a little bit. Yeah, so anyway, takes away the effect a little bit, but yeah, and then all the stuff that I showed in the last video, so I won't go into that, but yeah, that was the major addition. And then I believe, I can't remember if I had the Keaton before, but I've got my guy Keaton here with my, this is the old 1989, the toy actually, the Batmobile. It's kind of jacked up, it's missing pieces and broken in some areas, but I let my son mess around with it. But I keep it next to Keaton over here. So yeah, this was the first superhero movie I ever saw, and this one, once again, lives up to the hype. The base is incredible. Once again, check out reviews on YouTube from guys better than me, and but it's a great piece. And if you're even thinking about it, if you're a fan of the old, or the original Keaton films, or I should say Burton films, yeah, this is a must-buy for sure. The sculpt, the face, I mean, it's, yeah. This I don't know. I'm not totally into the whole best of the year kind of thing. I'm definitely not qualified enough to determine what that is. But if this wins it, I don't think it's undeserving. It's pretty great. Every last detail is spectacular. And then got him next to my Gotham poster there. You can see Batman chilling up there on the tower. So yeah, that's what's going on here. And then sort of one last update. I haven't really changed anything since last time from the DC side. So still waiting on Sideshow to release their details on Aquaman. So and then I'll have to sort of readjust what I've got going on here comic-wise. If I'm going to remove one of these or just stick them up there. But yeah, sort of cross that bridge then. But that's sort of all I've got going DC wise right now. I'm still not collecting the villains at this point, so a little bit more focused on just getting the JLA, or just the Justice League, I should say, not JLA. Yeah, but then the other big one was more comic related, actually. So I picked up, to complement my EX set of the Sideshow Turtles, I picked up #1 CG copies of the micro series for each one of the Turtles. And so this was from the 1986 run from Eastman and Laird. And I just thought there was a really cool complement to these pieces that, I don't know, I think it sets the whole sort of display that I've got of them up really well. So, and as you can see, if you're wondering why one is drastically bigger than the others, that Raphael, it's like more magazine size. And I actually, I forgot that. But yeah, it is actually bigger than the other three. So it's in a bigger CGC case. Yeah, so that's the update. I've got some other stuff coming, so I will update then. But playing the waiting game on a few XM pieces. I've got some pre-orders, like I said, of some Sideshow stuff. So I think probably the next time I'll do the update is when I get the either the modern Thor in, and he'll go up there, and maybe I'll set up a diorama in that location there because it's kind of a good space for that. So anyway, yeah, you certainly don't need to subscribe. If you like it, great, that's cool. I'm not doing this for anything other than just to give people ideas. And I got 1,000 views on the first one. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. And if you like it or you want to comment, sure, I'm happy to answer questions about different stuff and what I've got and how I got it. And but yeah, it's been fun. So it's been fun sharing with this crazy collecting community as well, as prima donna as it can be sometimes. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.